on the left-hand side looking down the breezeway towards where Hanlon drew the little door. That whole breezeway is wide open. I was there. That's where these shots I took myself. So I don't know. I'm thinking that either he got fed some bunk on the information, or he just doesn't remember what's going on with that building. But I don't think that's it, because his drawing looks good. It's just that the storyline, and you listen to what he said, all his talking points got fed. He's telling you that. His talking points that he's talking about came from the frickin' media. He admitted it. I think Hanlon's a good guy, and I think he's telling you something there. So check this out.
But was he outside the building?
No, only heard through witness accounts that you all, the press has developed. That you all, the press has developed. That you all, the press has developed. That you all, the press has developed.
My intention of going back to Snyder Hall was actually what my whole day was about, and it was to start to track down money. There's this county is broke. The government, the federal government, has killed and shut this county down. They won't release the lands. The timber industry is all but dead. This state was a fruitful state with the timber industry, and they've killed it thanks to the EPA and tree huggers. Now look at, so I spent time with Chris Boyce. He's a good guy. I know that guy. I like him. He's a stand-up dude. He's a business owner. He's a hard worker, and I'm my new nickname for him is Roseburg Trump. That's my new nickname. He doesn't know it yet, but I'm going to tell him. Anyway, because he's got a nice little, he's a small business owner. He's got a nice little business, and he dropped everything he was doing, got the business running like he wants it, got his guys handling it, and he went out in the rainstorms and pounding on doors, talking to people. I seen him. And then out there putting up, making his own signs, putting up all up and down the I-5 corridor, and talking to everybody on the way. He's not a politician. He's a businessman that cares about his county, his city. He grew up here. His kids are here. So about Chris Boyce. Now, I'm not going to preach about him anymore. You're going to get to hear some stuff that we sat down and had a nice talk. And he actually pointed me in the right direction on some stuff, and making sure I can get some documents that I need. So we're going to play a little clip of me and him having a little chat together.
Okay. Let's see if this is ready. Yeah.
Got me?
Yeah. Hey, this is Wardo. This is Wardo with Wardo Rants, and I'm here with Commissioner Chris Boyce. I'm going to ask him a couple questions. Hopefully, I'm going to get some help from him. I know he will, because he's a good guy. And at any rate, I have really three questions that two that I think you possibly can help me with. One, I may have to go through the school.
Sure.
And the first one, it's really nice that we're getting this downtown redevelopment, and when we first met, we had talked about how this county is in financial trouble.
Sure.
Is it still stand like that in your opinion?
Absolutely.
Okay, so what kind of brings up questions to me is that they got all this great development going on here, which I love.
Mm-hmm.
But so where's this money coming from?
So you're talking about the downtown Roseburg development?
Correct. And I guess I heard yesterday, because I was down shooting some B-roll, that's the stuff for filler.
Sure.
And talking to a couple people, and then a neighbor friend of mine that used to work at the VA, he was telling me that some of the money comes from the casinos for that and school. And so what I was wondering today was, can I obtain any kind of documents that I can see that will show the financial the degradation of the county, mm-hmm. and then how the money came in for the redevelopment?
Okay.
Now, I heard, I'm sorry, let me just do this real quick.
Let me answer the first question first.
Okay,
The first thing that you need to understand is that there's a bunch of different jurisdictions that work together. So the county has jurisdiction over the non-incorporated areas of Douglas County outside the city limits.
yes,
So the county has some serious financial troubles that we're trying to work through. But we also have no financial bearing over the city of Roseburg. So the development that you see being done within the city of Roseburg is being done with city funds, not county funds. Those funds are not intermingled, and we have no jurisdiction over the city of Roseburg and their improvements. So
Okay.
you're talking about two different pots of money,
okay,
first of all. The second thing is, part of the improvements that you're seeing happening in Roseburg are also being done within the city limits of Roseburg, but they're Oregon State Highway projects.
yes, okay.
Okay.
Yeah, I was actually gonna go into that,
And,
right?
and again, a different pool of money. So when you have people talking about if the county's so
There's two
broke-
different projects going on in town.
Right.
Yeah, I knew that,
And
and go
neither
ahead.
one of those projects does Douglas County have jurisdiction over at all, and they're not being, county funds are not being spent on those projects.
Okay, so you can probably guide me in the right direction to
Sure.
obtain that information,
Sure.
or maybe even help me get that
Yes.
information.
Yeah, I can't get it for you because I don't have access to it, because it's
Okay.
not a county function. But
Yes,
the city of Roseburg is where you need to go for that.
so I need to go over to
To the city.
the management,
Right.
where you pay your bills and
Right.
stuff?
It's right down here on the corner. Yeah, you
Yes,
turn around.
yes, yes.
Yeah.
Okay, the second one, okay, at the school,
You talking about the community college?
yes,
Okay.
I notice a beautiful building being built. That's a multi-million-dollar building at minimum. How is that being paid for, do you know?
So again, UCC does have a building project going on. It's the new Nursing and Science Center. It's actually a collaboration of funds. Again, the county doesn't have jurisdiction over the college as far as that goes. It's not a function of county government. It's got its own taxing district, its own board of directors that governs the college. And that particular project.
Board of Education, screw that.
There you go, I'll just talk to the camera too. So
Sorry.
anyway, the college has its own taxing district, it has a board that governs the college. And that Nursing and Science Center was a collaboration of funds, most of which were raised locally through fundraising process. Okay, so that we actually, the Douglas County Industrial Development Board, which is a board that's designed specifically to use money that we get from Oregon State Lottery funds on local industrial development projects in order to create jobs and education opportunities that lead to more jobs in our community. So the Douglas County Industrial Development Board gave some money to that college program. They went out and raised a bunch of money locally in order to pay for that program. So that, again, is being paid for through a collaboration of funds. Some of those had matching funds through grants from the state. So that's where that money came from.
Okay, and this one is a little bit deeper and particular to our local event, which put me on a job. I've been going nonstop. This is kind of it's sort of sensitive, but I got word from the college themselves. So I've been down there, but I didn't go down to the May Day rush from all the bum rushing, you know what I mean, media. So I wanted to let things chill out. I live here, so and I care.
Sure.
So I went over on the 15th and did kind of like I'm doing here. Went through the PIOs and all that stuff. That was Wednesday, I believe. And at the end of the day, I'm still scrambling to pull information. And I get a telephone call from a lady that works at the college. And she claimed on the 15th they were actually getting ready to cut checks for the insurance policy. Can you speak on that at all?
I don't know anything about it.
Okay, that's okay.
What insurance policy?
For the students at the college.
Yeah, I don't know anything about that.
Okay, it's okay.
Yep.
Okay, that's not, that'll be B-roll stuff. Okay, so yeah, we're only gonna speak about what we can. And I appreciate your time, Chris. And
Yeah.
so where would you suggest I go to obtain, I guess we'd call it the city?
Just go to the city shop. The
Oh,
city
just go
office,
straight down there and
and just go inside.
to the
And,
manager?
yeah, you can ask for Lance Colley if you want.
Yes, he's still there. I talked to him when I first moved here.
Yeah,
Awesome. Well, you know what? That's good for me, brother.
sure.
I appreciate your time.
Yeah, no problem. Here, oh, I was gonna show you this too.
Oh, Let's do a screenshot of it real quick.
You can blow that up or whatever you need
Yeah,
to do
yeah, yeah.
later on, but.
That's all beautiful, yeah.
Okay, so what this is just a history of funding to the county. And you'll see right down here, see this asterisk?
Sure.
So everything basically before the asterisk, this was revenue that came into Douglas County that was from actual timber harvest, okay? So every year, 88 and 89, we got 43 million, 50 million, 50 million, 43 million.
That was what we produced here as a
Right.
community.
From actually harvesting trees on public land.
What is it down to now?
In the county. Well, then you can see in 95, the federal safety net took over.
The pelt?
No, it's called the safety net, the Secure Rural Schools Fund, which was designed to give the county's revenue to operate on in lieu of actual timber harvest.
Are some people calling that pelt?
There's two different things there, and oftentimes they get confused.
Okay.
Okay, PILT is payment in lieu of taxes. This is actual safety net dollars, which was designed to replace timber revenues until a new management plan could be developed to deal with the spotted owl and some other issues. So you can see in 94, 95 is when the safety net began. You can see the revenues again, went back up and got back to historic levels, right? Mm-hmm. And then when we really started running into financial trouble was when 2008, 2009, revenue started dropping off again.
Yeah, yeah. Wow.
Okay, so this is
wow.
last year.
No kidding.
And this number is actually incorrect because we did this chart before we had a final answer.
What would you figure that is right now?
It ended up being just under 9 million, like 8.7.
Oh, so it's a little bigger than that.
Right. So when we used to get $50 million a year in timber revenue in order to operate the county.
This whole county got shut down.
Yeah. So people.
Wow.
A lot of people don't understand that the problem that we're facing right now, and we get coupled in with a general feeling about government that says government's bloated and overspending and wasteful. And so when you see us having to implement things like landfill fees and parks, they automatically assume that that's the same reason why we're having to do that, because we've taken and wasted all the money. But the truth is, we're not dealing with a spending problem.
Federal government is.
Yeah, I'm not going to say that we don't have room to improve.
Sure.
In our budget, and that there is an opportunity to save, but the county has been very frugal with its money. What we're dealing with is a revenue problem.
Yeah.
The revenue that we used to get.
You got your knees broken.
Right. We got our legs cut out from under us.
Yes.
So now we're trying to provide all the same level of service
Hey,
that we have for
on
all
this
these
chart,
years.
did that start back in 2007 that we were looking at? I was
That-
here in 2007, and I think
If you look in here, what you're gonna notice is in the 08-09 fiscal year, there was a reauthorization of the safety net that reduced the funding significantly. And if you go back and look at our budget charts.
from the grants coming in or whatever.
And we'll get this on camera too, because you can use it later, but you can see that that's where. This is where the reserve account started to go down.
What year was that?
This is in 11.
11.
We
Oh,
s-
so it went up from when I was here. Point it, I'm blind.
This is 2007. So from 2006 all the way up, what we were doing is reducing the size of government while we're putting money in the bank, building a reserve account. In 2011 and 12, we started to spin down the reserve account in order to continue.
We need to
provide
do an
service.
hour on that alone.
Yeah,
I'm not kidding you. We need
Sure.
to do that.
I'll do that for you. I've given.
No, it's not for me. It's for, I want, this, I'm a teacher now, dude.
Yeah.
I'm a researcher, investigator, a teacher.
I'd be glad to do it. Matter of fact, if you want to just schedule an appointment with Michelle, I will give you.
We can do it here at my house. We can go to wherever you want, or I'm mobile.
I'll do that entire budget presentation for you on camera.
Awesome.